Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to Hinamizawa. When last we left our heroes plural, we had some pink text, and also a pink-haired girl. But for some reason it's not her narrating, so honestly, I'm gonna have to kill Ryukishi, I think.
Yeah, the pink-haired girl was definitely a protagonist now.
Yeah, I think it should have been orange text, honestly.
We need to unlock the
Right,
orange
we already did this step.
orange.
I was
We need to
just...
unlock orange Rena.
Exactly.
Golden Rena.
Yeah, on the second playthrough, you get the golden Rena.
Okay, well, it's not pink text this time, so it's from Keiichi's perspective again.
I don't want to see any sweets for at least 3 days.
You tried a little too hard, Keiichi-kun.
Try hard. Rena ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine. Oh yeah, that happened last time. I think I mentally blocked that scene out.
Gluttony.
Girls have 4 stomachs. Or at least an extra stomach for dessert.
Rena Bovid real?
It is very rude of you to say something like that to a lady. This is what you get for being rude.
Bam! Ow! Sadako had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Rude.
Ah!
Oh my god, attitude position.
Stop it! Please don't cross your arms like that. I'm going to throw up.
That's not what he said. Sadako and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine, and I started going insano mode. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully?
I'm gonna go warrior mode.
No, stop it. I don't want to hear a 4-hour video essay about Homestar Runner. Cold-blooded demons. This is very similar to Homestuck.
No, it really isn't. It's not even a little bit.
Fucking word. It's literally the same word.
Ancient gamers remember Homestar Run.
Ho ho ho, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you really think I'd let it slip away?
Meep, Star. Your bloated tummy is in danger, Keiichi.
Your big wiggly tummy is so cute.
Rena has an inflation fetish.
Yeah, I guess I like inflation.
I think that's
Stop
weight
it.
gain.
No!
Hadn't been invented yet at the time.
Sonic was literally invented already.
This isn't inflation, this is literally weight gain.
Yeah, Sonic.
Come on.
Oh,
Use the right terminology.
Gaining weight. They haven't gained
Yeah,
weight,
it's not permanent.
That doesn't
weight
make
gain.
it inflation.
but it's bloated. Like
If it's
inflate.
full of food, it's not inflation. Anyway, Rena
You're the
joins...
expert.
Yes, thank you. Rena joined Sadako and Rika-chan in torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind. It was Kameda-kun.
The spy from Team Fortress 2.
Who is it?
It's the Shade. Hello, hello. I'm wearing my Angel Mort outfit. Nice to see you, Kei-chan and his funny friends. I stabbed you last chapter.
Oh, G-chan, hello. You weren't at the restaurant today, were you?
I'm working night shift today. I just changed after getting here.
Night shift, night swim.
How can you go outside the restaurant wearing that uniform?
What? I'm not embarrassed. Especially not since you had to walk around in a way more embarrassing costume the other day. Gah! Damn it! I was just getting over it! Oh, did they make him cross-dress in this timeline? She had just reminded me that I'll never be able to get married. Why do they keep saying this? Why is this such a persistent theme?
Oh,
Fine, they'll all have to marry each other.
Oh.
that's gay.
Anyway, I heard you went crazy at the restaurant today, like how I went crazy in my torture basement.
We did. We had to, since it turned into a club activity. You know?
You made a big mess in there. It looks like Sis felt guilty, so she's helping the waitresses clean up the store now.
I still think we should help them clean.
Oh, don't worry about it. We can't let customers do that.
Plus, me made most of the mess.
Yeah,
Period.
that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement. She told me to tell you guys that you don't have to wait for her. You can go home now.
No, we're going to wait. Right, everybody?
Rena asked for our agreement. Of course, we decided to wait without hesitation. Sadako, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along.
Since we can't help her clean, that's the least we can do. While she says we can go home, I'm pretty sure she'd be sad if we really did leave.
You know, this song is pretty good, but I don't think it holds a candle to Towering Cloud in Summer, Walcroft's favorite. Wow.
What?
Kei-chan, you grew up. I'm impressed.
He grew up all right. That's because we've been training him well. Right?
Correct.
Nipa, dash, star, period.
That's a tilde! How could you do this?
She is literally a child. You're harassing someone who's neurodivergent and a minor.
Rika
She
did
doesn't know the
nothing
fucking
wrong. She's
difference, okay?
literally neurodivergent and a minor.
Girls always band together
you
when it comes to things like this.
I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. I'm trying to.
Still
I'm
don't know
trying
who
to
the
do like
narrator
a.
is.
This says the guy who's friends with no one but
Girls
her.
are like way meaner to each other.
I mean this just seems like a line where he's like doing the "girls are icky. I would never like a girl" thing.
Cutie.
Yeah.
Ew, cooties. Ew. Anyway, in the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time. I already did that gag once. And now it's back. Shion, get back in here and help us clean. Where did you put the washcloths? Oh no. I guess I have to go back to work now.
Hey-chan, do you think it's going to take a while?
What? Why are you still here? Are you waiting for this, old man? Don't worry about me. Go on home already. Mion looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll grow up and just be able to honestly say thank you.
We're friends, remember? We'll wait until you finish up.
I wish we could help you. I feel bad.
I told you, you don't have to wait for me. I'm going to wait for Shion to finish work tonight, then head to her house in Okinomiya afterward. So you really don't need to wait for me. I do appreciate it, though.
Are you sure? I still feel bad.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
We have enough people, so really, don't worry about it. Go home before it gets too cold. Whoops.
Ellipses, we understand. Period. Me, I hope you can finish cleaning soon. Period. Go for it. Yay. Period.
So you can announce the periods, but not the tilde? Shame.
It's for
Shame.
Also not
Her. Don't make. She's learning.
Yeah, I was also not doing the colons because she hadn't learned them yet in their fucking dysfunctional school.
Oh, okay.
Or the end of the quotation marks where there was no beginning, by the way.
Woo! Thanks. Okay,
Unreadable
Jan.
translation.
I trust you to escort the ladies home safely. Please protect them from the assassins on the way home. I don't know why I said the assassins. They're just some shinobi out in the shadows, just out of sight. Looking around.
Well-known Hinamizawa assassin.
Exactly. Looking around.
It's like they mentioned it so many times prior to this point. Like,
Yeah.
The white truck in chapter 1 was down.
I mean, if anybody's the famous Hinamizawa assassins, it's gotta be the mountain dogs that were mentioned in chapter 3. Anyway, looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. I felt like I was more the one who needed protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easier for us to end the day and go home.
Bye, Mi-chan. See you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Alright, let's go then.
We waved at Mion until she went back inside the restaurant, and after that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okinomiya. And it slowly faded to the darker color palette.
Well, it became more full.
Oh, it's red.
Wow. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment in the competitive eating contest, which had turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant. And after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while they ended up joining in. We had a blast.
That was wonderful. Did you see what Tomita and Okamura did? How amusing it was. Everyone's favorite characters.
Yeah, everyone's favorite!
Ellipses and... 2 ellipses. I felt sorry for Kameda and Irie. Period. So did I, but... Didn't you think my speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on my side after that. Kichi, you might have been somebody really important if you were born in a different era.
What, this idiot? He's much too full of himself. An idiot will always remain an idiot, no matter when or where he is born.
Well, if he was born 100 years earlier, he might have gotten printed on bills.
I read printed as pregnant for a moment.
My that's based on it.
I think that's a you problem.
I mean, yes, it is.
Why would the money
Is
be
it a
pregnant?
problem?
It's pregnant with opportunity. You can do anything with it. Like, money is like... It's like liquid. You can use it for anything. So it's pregnant with opportunity.
That would just make it the sperm if it's liquid. Not the egg.
No.
The egg is
No.
the business. Business
No.
Incorporated.
That's something unhinged. Huh.
They would only be worth 200 or 300 yen at the most.
Sadako and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's events, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Sadako and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left, but what about Rena? She'd been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I looked at Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't really know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. When I looked at her...
Is she drenched in piss?
Everybody, it's because it's the evening.
It's set
so
in
they put
Mexico.
fucking Mexican filter.
Okay.
Yeah.
The moon pisses on you.
When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today.
Seems like you had a lot of fun.
What about you, Keiichi-kun?
I had a blast too. I wish we could have as much fun tomorrow and the day after tomorrow too.
I feel the same way. I wish from the bottom of my heart that the time we spend in the restaurant today would last forever.
Wow, that's kind of poetic.
Don't you agree, Keiichi-kun?
Rena didn't notice that I made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. Suddenly, I regretted having said it.
I do. I totally agree with you.
But, you know something? Today's not the only day that's filled with happiness.
A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat.
Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is a wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable day full of happiness. Including the boring days when our club activities get canceled.
Rena, you think about things in a very mature way.
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm still not done playing around yet. Maybe it's just because I'm still excited.
Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Give us your best laugh. There we go.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared.
Sadako thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise like we always do.
Well, Sadako and I are taking this turn here.
Yeah, why not walk them a little further and turn them into tobacco stores instead?
Yeah, we
could
gotta
stock
pick up
up
our
for the night.
stickies. You could get 30
500
packs.
tonight.
Did he forget our nightlight burned out? Without that, it's too dark for us to sleep.
Uh-oh, that would be quite the problem.
Oh, I see. Need to go to Makino-san's general store. Then I guess we'll say goodbye here. You better take this turn, or you'd have to go a long way around.
Makino-san's general store? Oh, right. That's where it is. If they wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way.
Okay, then. Bye, Rika-chan. Bye, Sadako. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Farewell, Keiji-san. Farewell, Rena-san.
You're pretty quiet, by the way. Let me turn you up a bit.
What the hell? I haven't like changed my volume settings at all.
Oh, right.
The world doesn't want the gremlin to be heard.
See you two tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Rika-chan and Sadako waved at us many times, then took the narrow path through the field. And they were never seen again. Once the noisy girls were gone, forever, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everybody called the Maibara Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. I needed to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Oh, my stomach was churning. Oh boy, it really didn't sound good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Paid for.
We got to the place where I'd always meet Rena in the morning and say goodbye in the evening.
I really did have a lot of fun today.
Oops.
Me too. Are you feeling okay, Keiji-kun?
All bought and paid for. Stomach is growling. I guess I just need to go get some rest.
You need to train your stomach, huh? Huh?
You ate about as much as I did. How did you fit all that inside your tiny body?
That would be a woman's secret.
Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure. So I decided to not go any further.
Goodbye, Rena. See you tomorrow.
Yes. See you tomorrow.
You know, I used to live in the city.
Yeah?
Never managed to enjoy each and every day like this before. But after moving to Hinamizawa, you know, I think I found happiness.
I feel the same way. I moved to Hinamizawa a year ago. I can't believe I'm as happy as I am and spend every day having as much fun as I do.
Sponsored by the city of Hinamizawa. I see. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same.
That's right. We had so much fun together. We had so much fun yesterday and today. So tomorrow will be the same.
I'm just
think we're
used
gonna
to
get
clicking
SpongeBob and
whenever
Hinamizawa.
there's like not a period. Rena's throwing
For all
me
the
off.
fun we have every day, I sometimes feel like I'm going to trip and fall sometime. It kind of scares me.
You fall no. You fall when you fall, no matter how careful you are. That's why I believe we have to enjoy every moment as much as we can.
Alright, we gotta enjoy every day as much as we can.
Well, it's probably time to go. Please say hi to your parents for me. Please say hi to your parents for me. Well, I still have a lot of energy left. Oh. So I'm going to go treasure hunting.
What? Are you going there now? You sure are resilient. I'm impressed.
What about you? Would you like to come along? I found a new trash pile I haven't dug up yet. I might find something totally cute in there.
I'm sorry, but I gotta pass. Besides, it looks like a storm's brewing. I think you should go straight home, too.
Oh, I usually find something cute when I've had a wonderful day like today. So I'm going there just for a few minutes.
I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. That's exactly how I felt too.
I understand. Bye, then. I hope you can find something cute.
Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye. Keiichi-kun waved over and over, as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too, because I was going to go treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today that I'm sure I'm going to get lucky at treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures.
No, she's gonna find Gerald Ford down there.
I pedaled my bicycle with determination.
Oh my god, Undertale?
My house was nearby, but I took another street that led to the dam construction site.
Damn construction site like Higurashi?
Yes.
God.
It
Has
might have
anyone
been
looked
okay
into this?
to go home just then. But I hesitated to go, since I didn't want to be seen. I had so much fun today, and I wanted to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It was already getting late, but I felt like it was getting dark faster than usual. Just like Keiichi-kun said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard. But that doesn't mean I have to go home already. Stop it, Rena. You had so much fun today. You have to stay happy as long as you can. I'm happy. I enjoy every day. Rena, say it. Say the magical words. How? Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. I might be able to enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. If so, dumb is what I'd want to be. How? I'm going to find something so cute and take it home with me. There, I said it.
I can't
There, I said it.
say the line, Rena.
I'm
She
sure
said
I
the
can
thing.
find something cute. As long as I believe it's cute, anything can be that way. I should fill my heart with happy memories of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm going to receive tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, too. I reached the dam construction site. A mountain of trash loomed before me. I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain of trash and scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. I've come here so many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but I've never seen anybody walk by. This place is the village's blind spot. I heard that many people came here all the time during the dam wars, but it was abandoned after that. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forgot about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight, but I've never seen a truck actually dumping trash, at least. If they dumped new trash more often, it'd give me more time to kill. But it looks like it's not going to happen for a while. I walked down the slope of the trash pile, all the way down to the bottom, and headed behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I've come here many times, and I usually stay a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Not even the other kids from my school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site is buried somewhere in the trash piles, and they also believe the whole place is haunted. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen the ghost either. I'm not scared. In fact, I'd rather like to meet him. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I'd want him to be my conversation partner. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile.
A whole station wagon?
Yeah. It doesn't have tires, but other than that, it looks like a station wagon. This station wagon is my secret hideout. Unfortunately, the sliding door and rear doors don't open. So whenever I want to get in, I have to enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl into the back from there. Of course, I take off my shoes at the passenger seat. When you look at it from the outside, it's just a dirty, abandoned car. But on the inside, it's nice and clean, because I swept it out and decorated a little. That took me a long time. The back seats are lying flat because I wanted to have as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it into that space instead. It was a bit dirty, so I brought a bed sheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into a perfect bed. I put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. That's not all. Look at this. I have a bunch of sweets here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors, and some cookies, but they're going bad. I'll have to throw them away. My bear-shaped water bottle was empty. When I come here to spend some time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweetened tea in it. I have a box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and other daily necessities in here. I also have a few books to read in order to kill some time while I'm at it.
One of them was Higurashi When They Cry.
And I have this. What do you think this is? Look. Ta-da! My hideout is suddenly lit up, thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet on the side of an old nearby construction office. I thought they'd have cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came up with the idea to connect them all and make the electricity come all the way to my hideout. I could spend time here comfortably with some sweets, books, and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend a night here. But I may catch a cold, since it gets very cold at night. See? This is a very nice hideout, isn't it?
Even has air conditioning.
I don't think it has air
First.
conditioning.
Somebody would
No, it
find it and mess with it.
That's
But that hasn't happened so far. That's because nobody comes here, and everybody forgot about this place. That's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today, I'm still full. I can tell them I was playing with my friend at her house and ate dinner there. I'm going to stay here for a while and relax. And I'm going to treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Keiichi-kun. I also had great fun at Angel Mort today. I'd never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I was sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. That was why I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That was why I'm going to treat myself in here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed that I didn't want to put them on again. I played all day today, and I was very tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light of the table lamp became encouraging.
It was really getting dark faster than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. When it became a continuous sound, I began to hear thunder. Even though it was raining heavily, it remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like I was in a different world. It's my castle, after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here alone, under the warm blanket that has my scent. Even though nobody knew where I was at the moment, and I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain, I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I felt like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from my castle. I liked it that way. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, it felt as warm as if I were in bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron in the trash heaps, and it made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. It felt like I fit in here, but at the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, as there's somewhere I had to go back to. No, I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realize that I don't belong here, I remember I'm in the middle of a very dirty pile of trash. I should just doze for a little longer. Thinking is poisonous. I wanted to keep myself out of that poison, so that the kind Rena within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. And I closed my eyes. Eepy rain.
That was the only thing I took away from that too, is that she's EP. I don't think there's anything else important happening there.
My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she just kept getting promoted. She sought to go higher and higher. She was always shining. She was always shining, and she was my hero. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okinomiya. My father was a designer too. They met through their jobs and soon got married. They lived in a small apartment in Okinomiya, but they moved to my grandma's house, our current house, in Hinamizawa when she got pregnant with me. We lived there until before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time of my life. I felt happy every day and believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy that I took it for granted and didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at that time and didn't really understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for was having financial difficulties. So my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Ibaraki, and they took the offer. At that time, I heard my mother saying many difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance. But in short, what she wanted to do was move to Ibaraki. My mother and her peers were hired because their talent and experience made them immediate assets to their new company, at their new company. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother was. So moving to Ibaraki meant my father had to give up being a fashion designer. My mother's new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a responsible project.
You got it.
We didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Hinamizawa. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and to move to Ibaraki to support her and to help her build her career. Back then, moving meant that I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have great leadership skills, she was full of energy, and I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came home late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights at her office. When she came home, she always looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile that she had never worn when she was in Hinamizawa. She was shining, and I remember I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company, but he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience that he had cultivated, and it was very hard for him. But he was very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother, who got busier and busier, having one project after another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, and came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but always brought side dishes from a grocery store. We ate dinner without my mother more and more often. I guess she's... I'm assuming that's the father?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess she's busy again.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, and no, that was me.
Never mind.
I think she's busy again.
I guess she's busy again.
Every time I said that, he always told me,
Your mother's working very hard, so let's support her right now.
that was what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn up Soggy a little more. Sorry.
I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook, since he wasn't good at it. Whenever my mother cooked, I helped her and tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook with us, but she was happy that I was learning. I think I wrote in my school yearbook that I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. But apparently I lacked my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, taste is something you're born with. I can't fucking,
Taste is something that you're born with, not something that you cultivate.
I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That was why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't so good at, instead of trying to be like her. I wanted to be good not only at cooking, but also at doing things around the house, such as cleaning, doing the laundry, and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy that I did all that for him, because he wasn't good at it at all. He couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home, so he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything. I started to become better and better at filling in for my mother, and she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all, and she moved on to a more responsible position at her job. She took me out to many places, as if to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say,
Let's go eat something delicious without telling your father. And took... Oh, sorry.
and took me out to a restaurant. She took me to high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with those friends. I was introduced to her as her daughter. And every one of them pampered me. I still remember there was this one guy who particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me. Who was nicely tanned with dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we went out. When my mother took me somewhere, she usually made several phone calls for her work during the day, and sometimes she took me out to a place where she could also do her work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She bought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me on that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros on the price tag. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. We took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen for a glass of orange juice.
Well, they're organic, free-range oranges.
Whoa.
My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked,
Rena, would you like to make your dream come true?
when I was in kindergarten, my teacher gave students a topic to draw a picture. My teacher gave students a topic to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream, and I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. What my mother meant to say was she was going to make that dream come true for me. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me when we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all and accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember it looked exactly like the world I drew. I felt like I was floating in that dream world. It was too much for us to finish, but we dug our spoons into it as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by eating only fruit parfaits, and I remember I was very happy. I enjoyed tasting the happiness and chatting with my mother.
Rena-chan, do you remember the man who went to the movie and had dinner with us last time?
Are you talking about Uncle Akihito? Oh, I thought I can't call him that or he's going to hit me.
Though I can't call him that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rena-chan, do you like Akihito-san?
I hate him. He always teases me.
That's because he likes you. You got along well with him at the barbecue.
Well, I get along with him every now and then. Every now and then.
Oops.
My mother laughed. I didn't know why she brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. Now that I think about it, she was breaking the news. I just didn't notice it.
Rena-chan, who do you like better, your father or me?
You.
It wasn't that I hated my father or anything, but I thought giving her that answer was appropriate after she spoiled me so much.
If I said I'm going to live in another house away from your father, which of us would you like to live with?
Huh?
I'm thinking about divorcing your father and getting married to Akihito-san.
At that time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know this at the time, but she was drafted by a headhunter to work at a bigger company, where she was promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, the position wasn't the only thing she gained. Compared to my father's low salary, my mother was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still have some left over. I kind of realized it from the way she spent money. The greater a position she achieved, the more she spent time with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Compared to them, my father might have looked unattractive to her. Unattentive? Is that what it said?
It said unattractive.
Unattractive. Okay. Whatever. I liked Uncle Akihito, but I liked him as one of my mother's friends, not in the same way I liked my father. I liked my father and mother equally, so it was very shocking to me that my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. That expression, I realized, actually fit my situation really well, very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Akihito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for a family.
Sorry.
I believed that a house was a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. I asked her another question. Why can't you stay with my father? I think that was the hardest and most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attractive than my father. It was just that and nothing more. I knew more than anybody that it wasn't my father's fault. First of all, he decided to move from Hinamizawa to support my mother as much as he could. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki. But he volunteered to be her support and tried very hard to do that. I thought my mother appreciated his support. So, I took her decision as a betrayal. I told her that I disagreed with everything, including their divorce. I said it very loudly and made everybody in the store jump. Sure, continue your relationship with Uncle Akihito, but don't divorce my father. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He's been doing nothing but support you patiently this whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. Then my mother answered.
It's too late.
Why? You haven't talked with my father about this, have you? It's not too late.
I'm pregnant.
I don't know whether my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. A middle-aged woman who called herself a lawyer came to the house several times to talk to my father on my mother's behalf. She sometimes called him, too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly with my mother many times, but it never happened. I could tell by the way they talked that they had no clue when my mother told him. They had no clue when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, I'm not even sure if she told him in person. The lawyer told him not to meet my mother, not to call her at work, and many other things too. To top it all off, she told him not to see my mother ever again. He wanted to talk to her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with and nothing more. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, I do. I also told him that he was a funny guy and had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked when I told him that. He hit me for the first time. He hit me so hard his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Then he fell on the floor and cried loudly. And then I started to cry too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihito was kind to me, so I liked him, and I talked to him out of courtesy. No, that wasn't it. Girls had to be kind to everybody. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people you should be nice to, and enemies you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones who would destroy my life with their very existence. Whether they mean to harm me or not doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent, but they take all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's why we have to pull them out. The dandelions did nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I shouldn't have accepted him. I should have rejected him with everything I had. By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt their relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel their relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents wouldn't have had to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. He must have cried because it happened so fast and didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at her house again. I didn't know what to say. I just kept looking down and listened to her apologies. My father knew that I was going to see my mother on that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he wrote in that letter, but for some reason, I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote when I felt it through the envelope. After all, the letter inside that envelope had a rough surface. He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. My mother took the letter from me, told me that she'd read it later, and was about to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it there. I wanted to see how she was going to take the last words my father had left to her. But my mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. At that time, I realized, no, it was more than that. I should say, I knew, because it was so obvious. I knew that my mother was lying. She had no intention of reading my father's letter. She was going to throw it away after I was gone, but she lied just because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. The slight curl in her eyebrows and lips told me more clearly than anything else. At that moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from my world like dry ice evaporating. I didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore. I don't want to go to your house. The Ryugu house is my home. I don't want to see you anymore. Please don't even call me.
But Rena, if you live with your father, you won't have...
At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life. Please, don't call me Rena ever again. I have to go now. Goodbye. Those were my last words to my mother. No, to the woman who used to be my mother. After that, I spent my days without feeling anything. I don't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know which season I was living in. It was supposed to be nothing out of the ordinary, not having my mother around. But every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, her favorite books, he shed tears, which left me frustrated. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her things into a black trash bag. I started to do so frantically. By the time I knocked down her wardrobe, threw her music box hard on the floor, and broke her mirror. My mind was already not working properly. When I try to remember what happened after that, I feel disoriented. That's because the pills the doctor gave me back then made me feel disoriented and lethargic every time I took them. It seems that dullness hit me especially hard, since every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disoriented and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother, but the thing I wanted to destroy the most might have been myself. Even after I threw all her belongings away, I still couldn't stop feeling regret, and decided to blame myself in the end. Maybe I was thinking that I wanted to do damage to her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter, destroying myself. When I was about to reach that very last resolution, Oyashiro-sama came to me. Oyashiro-sama told me to go back to Hinamizawa. Yes, all of this was because of his curse. Oyashiro-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Hinamizawa. After I figured that out, everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Oyashiro-sama did all of that to us. It was Oyashiro-sama's voice that was telling us to come back to Hinamizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Hinamizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Hinamizawa. I started feeling disoriented again, and a dull pain ran through my head. It might be a scream from within me telling me not to push myself too hard, to remember any further. The house where we used to live in Hinamizawa was still there. My grandma already passed away, and the house was the only property she left for us. I remember that I used to live at Hinamizawa, but all I remembered was that it was a village I used to live in until right before I went to elementary school. I remembered the atmosphere of the village too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced. But they didn't know us, and we didn't know them. So it was almost like we moved to a new place. However, as far as I was concerned, it was still my hometown that I had come back to. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Ibaraki, and it was hard for both of us to adjust. But we renovated the old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Michan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life too. I did everything around the house, and we gradually went back to a time when we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that some people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. I'll never give up trying to recapture the happy times that I lost. I'm going to become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears on that night my father hit me. The curse of Oyashiro-sama is over because we came back to Hinamizawa. So I'm going to have a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, big raindrops hit the roof of the car, and I recovered my senses. It was still raining hard. It had already gotten dark outside. The shadows the table lamp created were very dark, and it looked as if there's nothing else around me. I turned off this light. If I turned off this light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned off the light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the sound of the rain didn't change a bit, and that made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Did the curse of Oyashiro-sama do those crazy things to my family? Or did I convince myself it did as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty about the divorce? Sometimes I'm not sure. Since that time, Oyashiro-sama hasn't come to me. I sometimes feel like it was a delusion I created because I was mentally ill. But he did come at that time. I'm sure about that. Am I right, Oyashiro-sama? I was unhappy after I left Hinamizawa, but I came back and I'm happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Hinamizawa? Where? Stop it, Rena. Don't think that you're unhappy. I am happy. I will be happy.
I can definitely be happy. Suddenly, I felt I felt that if this darkness swallowed me, I'd never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. When I looked at the clock, it was already past 11 p.m. I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I'd have to set the timer on the rice cooker. It didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out the window to see the rain, but could only see my reflection. I talked to that reflection in the window. I'm so glad that my father's happy. He'd been acting like he was dead for a long time. The smile on his face was a good sign that he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. That's why I don't mind doing things for him until he regains his smile and we become truly happy. When I stay here alone for a while, it gives him some time to be alone with her. Plus, I don't have to fake a smile. But then, my reflection in the window tells me, Rena, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and you love them equally. You can make anybody like you. But did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to, and enemies that you should have to reject all you've got. I thought you learned that lesson. No, I didn't listen. Don't listen to her. My reflection is always mean. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. But she always tells me things that I can't say myself. Let's go home, Rena. To your home. Forget about the mean Rena in the mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rena-san bought me a shortcake. I've never had a shortcake from Angel Mart, but I bet it'll taste good. I have to give my thanks to Rena-san the next time I see her. Rena-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she grew up. But I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's good to my father. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rena-san has put a big smile on his face so easily. I have to thank Rena-san. I have to thank her for cheering up my father. But I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume.
Oh boy. Alright, we got Green Notebook. My
What
Summer
notebook?
Vacation Picture Diary.
Today, I went to a swimming pool with my mom. Uncle Akihito came with us too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. He told me to call him Daddy for that day because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my daddy. My mom called him Daddy. My mom called him Daddy, so I did too. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. My mom looked very happy, and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. I hope my dad can come with us next time.
Not enough time to hear that full track, I guess. Premonition of Rainy Days.
This is probably me. I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over and disrupted my peaceful evening. She always ruins my time of solitude.
Oh.
Oh.
This might be Sadako,
please.
actually.
Oh, that's
Ice
right. You ate lots of your favorite sweets today.
Or is it
This girl
Sadako?
loves
I'm
sweets
confused.
more than anything.
I
No,
guess it's Rena?
I think it's Rika.
I'm not sure.
I can take over for this, I guess.
Sure. Okay. I mean, yeah, whatever.
It's a bit confusing who's narrating her. This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat like she does. It'd give me heartburn if I ate the amount like she did. It'd give me heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I've been making my favorite hot and salty food for the past few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me too. I just wanted to enjoy the memory of the excitement I felt today by sitting here quietly, enjoying the sunset. But when I looked up at the sky, I saw some thick clouds forming there. The wind was a bit cooler than usual. It might start raining soon.
People say that when deep-sea animals come up to the shallows, it's a sign of a big earthquake or a tsunami.
We saw a very rare fish that dwells in deep water in the shallows today. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters say, people hate deep-sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of disaster. It didn't matter if they showed up alive or dead. I said something interesting just now. Even if they showed up alive or dead, it was an omen of disaster. Oh, it might start raining soon.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me. I'll get the laundry.
I grabbed a basket and went outside to take the laundry in. This does not seem like it's Sadako narration, so I'm a bit...
No.
Maybe I should actually bring this up at this point. I'll do it after the tip, actually. The thing we talked about earlier, Sagi. The clouds were getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. Right, so... I asked Sagi to check something for me, because I didn't want to Google it in case it's a spoiler, but, so there was a line in Chapter 5 that I thought was some weird onomatopoeia that I've never heard before, but I was really bothered by the whole Shion bringing up, does Sadako have not Sadako, sorry, does Rika have a twin sister thing, and it really fucking bothered me. I talked a lot about it, but I went back to one particular line, which is the one where she just got injected, and she's saying a bunch of stuff, and coughing and hacking. But, there was Hanyu mentioned there, and I'm wondering if maybe this is that person, because yes, that is a name. That is not onomatopoeia. So, I think that's interesting. Anyway, let's move on.
Hey, good morning, Rena. You're late today.
You're just early today, Keiichi-kun.
I'm not trying to put aside the fact that I'm always late, but it feels good to defeat you once in a while.
Oh, I slept in this morning. I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, you too? Same here. I was still feeling yesterday's uproar. It took me a long time to go to sleep.
Yesterday, I had a lot of fun with my friends, and went home still riding that high, and I wasn't having a flashback to my traumatic childhood or anything. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking with my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped that I couldn't go to sleep. Kinda sounds like I'm a little kid. But given that Rena seemed to be the same way, I felt better about it. No, I felt better isn't the right way of phrasing it. I should say I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Rena went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things, went home, and talked with her parents about how great the day was.
Hey, Mii-chan. Good morning.
That's pretty good, honestly.
I mean, we always knew that Keiichi was just socially very stupid.
I mean, to be fair, Rena's intentionally trying not to show it.
I know, but I mean, she's let more cracks show in this episode, like throughout the whole thing.
I guess
But
so.
yeah,
Oh, you're here early. Better watch for the pigs falling from the sky.
I know I usually make you wait for me, but do you really have to say it like that?
Keiichi-kun was unusually early this morning. Today is full of miracles.
Miracles, you say? You're one to talk to yourself. It's going to be another happy day today. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday. So I'm going to have fun today for sure. I'm happy and Mion is happy too. Of course, Rena and my other friends are equally happy. You can't see it, but I'm doing the thing where, like, you know, you like take your hand and you like just kind of bob it side to side. Anyway, I'm not afraid to say it, and I wish these happy days would last forever.
Hey, Mion, what are we playing today?
What, for club? I don't know yet. Rena, do you have any ideas?
See, we've been playing athletic games for the past few days, so I'd say something not athletic.
Sven co-op Hunt Down the Freeman campaign right now.
Well,
Oh, right, that's a very good point. A club is not only about athletic performance, is it?
Of course it's not. Our club members have to have brains, skill, and brawn to boot. So why don't we play some tabletop games today? Everybody was early this morning. We can enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while, we started talking about the upcoming festival. I've never heard of a festival before. They told me that the festival was called Watanagashi, which stood for Organ Spilling Festival, and that it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa, where we spill organs. Yesterday, my relatives gathered at my house in Okinomiya, and they started talking about you, Kei-chan.
Me? What did the great people of the Sonozaki family talk about?
Well, my uncle Yoshiro is the store manager of Angel Mort, and he saw your performance yesterday. He really likes you now. So, I started asking the others if they had heard of you, and I found out that most of them did. They said you're famous in Hinamizawa.
Famous? Doesn't sound like they meant it in a good way. I'm probably more infamous to them because of the punishments he made me do.
It's not only that. They said that you blend in well, that you're full of energy, and that you're a little bit reckless. They said it's rare for young men in this era to have all of those qualities. They were very impressed with you.
Blends in well?
I felt a bit embarrassed to know that people I haven't even met were speaking well of me.
I mean, the oft-quoted Keiichi blends in well. He's just a normal guy.
He grows up to be
He-
Vector.
He says, "Yeah!" And so
Universal catchphrase.
they want you to do something at the Watanagashi Festival. You like to draw people's attention, don't you?
Hey, don't assume things and don't decide anything without me. You know I'm a quiet, lonely guy who loves to be alone.
Lonely guy? You mean Sherry Boy, don't you? Is this some pun I don't get because it's untranslatable?
I can't say it on YouTube. I
Harry
think is
boy.
the answer.
Oh, Keiichi-kun. What does cherry boy mean?
The explanation requires too many racial slurs, unfortunately.
I see.
Warrior! Stop talking about nasty things. Ladies don't talk about things like that.
We really were still feeling the after effects of yesterday. I'm just going to go ahead and assume it means something similar to femboy. Anyway, Mion and I made a lot of
It does
noise.
start with the same letter.
Oh, okay, I see. I gotcha. Anyway, Mian and I made a lot of noise teasing each other on the way to school and calling each other slurs. Rena watched us and laughed happily. Sadako and Rika-chan were already there when we arrived at school. They were also full of energy. Tomita and Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were too. Can't miss their titles, they're very important characters. From that, I can tell they also had a good time yesterday.
This chapter's probably mentioned it two of more times than the rest of the chapters combined.
Yeah, this is the Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun arc.
True culprits.
Maybe they're the murder victims. Anyway.
Finally.
They like morph into Tomitake.
What do you mean finally?
Well,
They
they're
died in
short,
chapter 3. They both died.
That was unrelated. That could have just happened to anyone.
You know,
Yeah.
it just happened. You know, just the swamp gas. It happens.
There was a random chance of that happening. It just triggered really early in that
Yeah.
timeline.
Like
It
Rena
would be
said,
funny if
when
it was just complete random chance, but I somehow doubt it.
I
Anyway.
got a roulette of some sorts.
Yeah, some sort of demon's roulette. Everybody has
You
been
should
having a
bust
good time, really. In Hinamizawa, everybody is happy.
Hasn't even been a year since I moved here, but
What is it?
well, I'm just glad that I moved here.
What's wrong, Kei-chan? You're being sentimental.
I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. You feel like everything is perfect. That you've become happy since you've moved to Hinamizawa. I think this village has some kind of power to make people feel that way.
Are you happy, Rena?
Yes. I'm happy every day here in Hinamizawa.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, don't leave this old man out in the cold. Let me in on the conversation, too.
We're being paid to say this, Mion.
And Mion isn't?
Mion isn't. She's family. They don't pay family.
The sky was clear, and the few thin clouds were pure white, like some sort of towering cloud in summer. The cry of the cicadas was telling me that the towering cloud in summer would be coming earlier than usual. Watanagashi is just around the corner. I'm sure we'll have great fun at the festival, too. There will be more and more fun days to come, I'm sure of it. Summer is just around the corner. And it will be fun for everyone involved, especially Rena. who was having fun all the fun time.
The last class of the day was finally over, meaning that it was time for club activities. I was sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then, Michan received a call and told us something had come up and she had to go, so we didn't have a club meeting today. I don't know how to make that noise. I don't know what that...
That's guttural.
I was really looking forward to it. There was nothing I could do, but I could at least chat with Keiichi-kun on the way home. It'll be fun. Keiichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's very funny.
He says things sometimes.
He says things. Like, he just says things. When I chat with
Only
him,
sometimes.
my depression goes away. My depression that I do not have because I'm happy every day. Wait, what did I just say? Am I depressed?
No, but you're having so much fun.
I have so much fun every day, and I'm as happy as I can be. What did I have to be depressed about? Well, it was obvious. Because of Rena-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. But after he met Rena-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her. You could probably say they went on dates. Now he looks 20 years younger. Rena-san gets along with my father very well, and she's very kind to me too.
Is this coming through my mic, by the way?
No.
Okay, there's
No.
I
a
heard something.
very loud
but
siren.
much of it.
It's probably gonna come through much clearer on YouTube. Real quick, before we move forward, I did want to say that my prediction for who Rena is in, like, the context of the story is actually that she was, like, Tepe's mistress. So I'm a bit surprised by this direction, to be honest. Although she does apparently run a gentleman's club, so maybe she's both of their mistresses? Maybe?
Polygamy.
Yep. Anyway. Rena-san gets along with... Oh, sorry. That's you. Sorry. My bad.
Rena-san gets along with... I already said this.
Oh, okay.
There's actually no reason for me to hate her. But the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my many regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rena-san might be the same as how Uncle Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes my happiness away with her very existence? With or without bad intentions? Am I going to sit around until everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? Rena-san comes to my house a little too, obviously. Since my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house. My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room is hers now. In the bathroom, there's a toothbrush and shampoo I'd never choose to buy. Started to feel awkward about those things. And that's when I started noticing it at the front door when I came home from school. Her perfume. I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rena-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed, and confused. He told me, not yet. He knew I was hurt by the divorce.
That's probably why he couldn't admit he wanted to remarry. That's why he said, not yet. He'd consider it, but not while I was still living with him. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason why I don't want him to get remarried to Rena-san. I feel offended that my sanctum, my family, is being invaded. Might be being selfish, though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rena-san. He has a life to live, too. It's his right to heal from the pain from a divorce and to live, to find his new love. He wouldn't have had to go through that painful life if I'd prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has a right to a happy new life that lets him forget the pain he never deserved, and I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my inability to prevent his divorce. Then, what should I do to make both of us happy? It wouldn't be that difficult. All I need to do is to give my silent approval of their relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. That means I should stop leaning on my family, be strong, and live on my own as soon as I can. Although, that doesn't mean I can tell him That doesn't mean I can tell him not to go out with her until that day. Rena-san comes to our house to see him despite her busy schedule, and she even stays the night whenever her shifts permit. They're adults. I have no right to say anything against that. That's why
Sorry.
I chose to give my silent approval to their relationship and tried to see her as little as I could. I get along with Rena-san on the surface. I know my father would have a hard time keeping face if we didn't. But it's a very exhausting and painful thing to get along with a person I don't really like. So whenever Rena-san comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside, then head home late. Michan's club activities are the most convenient things to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have a club meeting. In those days, I while away my time at the garbage dump, hunting for treasure alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father can do whatever he wants with Rena-san at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully at my hideout. Sometimes I feel depressed about my life. Sometimes I want to talk to somebody about it. But nothing will change, even if I talk to somebody. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me should be to overcome the sadness of losing my family as fast as I could, and to regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even on the way home, Keiichi-kun was talking about funny things that made me laugh. My feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude. My father should be happy. I should be happy. I just feel sad because I can't separate from my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of the divorce, Rena-san's invasion was a very slow process. I think Rena-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I'd feel uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan, because she's strong even without parents. Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. I respect Sadako-chan's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt. Compared to the cruel treatment she had to go through, my relationship with Rena-san is a blessed one. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature. And because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Sadako-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I'm going to live with all my might in order to regain the peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spend with my wonderful friends. Just by realizing that I'm happy, the world shines so brightly.
Listen, listen. It was just so cute, so I screamed. I'm taking it home with me.
I bet you did. You're an expert at making the most out of every day.
I am, aren't I? I feel very fortunate to have a wonderful life and wonderful friends. How could I be unhappy?
You're right. In Hinamizawa, nobody becomes unhappy. Everybody stays happy. Hinamizawa is free from misfortunes.
He should have stopped right there, but he just kept going.
I'm jealous of you, Rena. I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you.
It sounds like you're insulting me. But if that's what I need to make every day wonderful, I wouldn't mind. Would I? I don't have any worries. I feel like I do, but that's just because I'm immature and still want my father's attention. Come on. Say the magical words. It'll cheer you up. Oh. It didn't make sense to say it now, but I was going to say it anyway, because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up. Oh, I'm taking
Kyoto
it
rock.
with me.
Nothing beats.
that. What's wrong with you? That's so like you, but still.
That's right. This is me, Rena.
I remain.
I'm not Rena. Rena still wants her parents' attention. Rena is a goofy and carefree girl. She knows that every day is full of happiness, and she has the kind heart to appreciate it too. I should forget about icky things. I should live a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with I. And that's why I got rid of the I in Rena. I'm Rena. I'm going to recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I can be happy. Because I got rid of icky things. I'm sure there's only incredible things waiting for me. Oh. Incredible starts with I too. I was almost home, and when my house appeared, I noticed something different there. There was a truck parked in front of my house. There was nothing on the back of it, but I can tell it brought something here, because I saw some cardboard boxes, blankets, and ropes on the ground. From the front of the house, I heard voices of two young men saying, Well, we'll be going now.
Oh, we'll be going now.
Now, there were two. They passed me by as I walked towards the front door. They're wearing some kind of work uniforms. They looked like delivery people. My father was about to close the door when he noticed me.
Hey, I'm home. What's going on?
Who's Dad?
That was Soggy.
Oh, Rena, I have a surprise for you.
Feels
My
like you're
father
getting
looked to be
quieter
in a good
every
mood.
time. How is this possible?
I still hear
Pocket
fine.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not coming
My
through right
father
on
looked to
my
be in a
end.
good mood.
I like point blanking the mic.
I don't know why he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish, no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days, he could pull on a big smile just to surprise me. Put on. He's been literally coming back to life since a year ago when we moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since he started dating Rena-san. When I see him with a smile like this, I'm happy, but at the same time I feel confused because I don't know whether I should thank Rena-san or not.
Look, doesn't it look great?
He took me to the living room. He was probably expecting me to go all ooh and ah. So whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go oh and ah for him. Wow, what is this? What did you do? I tried to sound excited and surprised. He was standing behind me, probably smiling with satisfaction at hearing my excited voice. I, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For a moment, I thought I was in someone else's house. You see, the living room had been completely redecorated. The furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Ibaraki. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was very little. But all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated like the rooms you'd see in soap operas. The new carpet looked very tropical. The new curtains matched with the carpet. The new sofa looked very expensive. The living room, in general, looked like a resort hotel. The channel switcher of our old TV was broken, and we used to have to use the pliers to change channels. But it was gone too, replaced by a new one with a big screen. The room's lights had also been replaced with nicer looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under a new The living room looked like a totally different world under the new fluorescent lights. This looks great, Dad. What made you do this?
I did it to get a fresh start. It's been a year since we moved here. I thought it was a time for me to reboot and finally start a new life.
I suggested redecorating the house in order to cheer him up, because he was still in pain after the divorce. But he wasn't interested at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he had chosen with my mother, but he still couldn't get over her, even though she cruelly broke up with him. I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. I never thought he'd do it on his own initiative. That was a good idea. This beautiful living room makes me feel refreshed. I love it.
I knew you would. Rena, you always wanted to have a rocking chair, didn't you? I haven't set it up yet, but look, I got it for you.
Oh, Dad, thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is mine, right? Right?
Hey, this is for everybody, not just for you, Rena.
I understand. But I'm not going to get off the chair once I sit on it.
My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he's going to redecorate all of the rooms. I'm sure he sure had become He sure had become more active. There are some parts about the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy. I found the old furniture outside in the yard. Are you going to throw them away?
Yeah, I think we should. A delivery company is coming later to pick them up.
Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother.
She dies instantly.
I hated the furniture because it smelled like my mother, and I tried to break everything once. I understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of them. But for some reason, his new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged here. My father didn't choose the new furniture. Rena-san probably did. Most likely my father and Rena-san had decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I tried to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. No, my father never really considered things that deeply. So I suppose he didn't tell me because he just didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. Don't be negative, Rena. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get remarried. And yet, why did I feel sad looking at the old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away. The reason was me. To him, wanting to have a fresh start by getting rid of the things that remind him of my mother might be an indication of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. By staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It was my fault that he had to get a divorce. That's why I had to support him, to help recapture his happiness. I couldn't just keep him all to myself. I'd have to start thinking about living on my own. I don't need to go to university. I should think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live on my own. Maybe I should think about working at a hostess club, like Rena-san does. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. Not a lot of companies would hire me or pay the amount of money that I need to live on my own. But come to think of it, where is the place where I belong? Whenever I would end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I love to get under my blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day and very cold at night. It's not a comfortable place to spend time in. But it might be the place where I can relax the most. More than I can at my house. Oh. I shouldn't think like this. I shouldn't think that my house has been invaded by Rena-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Rena-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me. I'm not opening my heart to her, but I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one. I'm the bad one. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his aunt didn't get along at all, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation is a lot easier. Sadako-chan and Rika-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still live with my father. I should feel blessed. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is that I still can't admit that I'm happy. My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it.
Oh, I almost forgot. Rena, could I ask you a favor?
Sure. What is it?
I ordered 2 jackets from the clothing store. It seems like they came in today. I have to help the delivery company pick up the furniture. So can you go get the jackets for me?
Sure. Which store is it? Wonder what kind of jackets you got. I can't wait to see them.
No matter what they look like, I'm sure Rena-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going. I'd rather go to the store than listen to his stories about the redecoration of our living room. I got the receipt, asked him where the store is, changed my clothes, and left the house.
Host is performing ASMR.
True.
I started pedaling my bicycle and looked at the old furniture in the yard for the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason, they now made me feel sentimental. Is it because I still regret the loss of my mother, even though I hate her? I couldn't let poisonous emotions take over my heart. I understood that in my mind. I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There was also a lot of junk that I brought home from the landfill. My father was probably going to throw that away too. He doesn't like the junk I collect. He'll probably let the delivery company take it all together with the old furniture. Just like an animal that rubs its scent on its home in order to feel secure, I collect all the junk in order to make sure I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by their former owners. And they needed a place to live.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna be right back. I need to do something real quick.
I mean, I gotta go. I have work. So,
Oh, you gotta go right now?
I mean, I could probably stay for like a few minutes, but I should really go place.
I can't believe it's true that Rena's the trash girl. She built a house out of garbage.
No, it was a station wagon.
Garbage house.
Trash house. She rat.
Wow. This is going into a first-person shooter rat compilation.
Yeah.
Because it's first person.
This is a first person game.
And just wait until Rena gets a gun later on.
Yeah, that happens.
It'll happen. Trust me. Higurashi prediction, gun.
The bomb is cool. This will happen. Will really happen. The Mothman is real.
The Mothman is real. It all happened.
The entire episode is canon. And by
Okay, I'm
canon, I
back.
It
mean
all
real.
happened. The Mothman is real. Work is real. I must leave very shortly.
Alright, how do the rest of us want to handle that?
I mean, I'm fine just finishing early. We can just do something else.
Alright.
This is the Rena chapter.
Yeah, like without
This is
our
weird.
Rena.
Alright,
sorry.
well,
Without our literal best voice
Stuff.
actor.
we'll say bye, YouTube,
What?
before we
No.
go.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye, all
Bye,
two people
YouTube.
watching this.
Bye bye.
The girl watching this.
The girl reading this.
All 0 of them.
Alright, bye, YouTube.